Well, a very good afternoon to you and a warm welcome to the Den. We are in South London today, South East London to be absolutely precise, and Millwall against Hull City. One of these two sides will be ending their season this evening. The other will be off to Wembley for a one-off 90-minute hit for a place in the Premier League next season. Massive match this, 0-0 on Friday night. They do it all again today, do both Millwall and Hull City. Millwall will be the favourites, but statistics doesn't always lean in the way of the favourites, as is proved the case for Millwall tonight. Their home form against top 7 clubs hasn't been great. 1 win, 1 loss. 1 win, 1 draw. 4 losses against the 7 teams around them in the top 7 this season. Away from home, they've been much, much better with just 1 loss in those fixtures. Well, Hull City come here in hope, because in December they came here and won 3-1. Millwall won 3-1 at Hull, and the 0-0 draw on Friday suggests that this will be a cagey, tight affair. There have been a couple of changes for Hull and a change in formation as they go with a back line of 5 today, and we can run through those lineups for you in just a second. Millwall, by the way, who we'll concentrate on first and foremost. Alex Neil names an unchanged side. So let's go through that side first. Anthony Patterson in goal for Millwall, and in that back 4 of Ryan Leonard. The 2 big central defenders, Jake Cooper and Tristan Kramer, and then Zach Sturge at left back. In midfield, Derek Mazuzako and Casper Denore. And then they've got that 4-prong attack that's capable of causing anyone problems. Cherno Ballo on the left, Femi Aziz outstanding on the right. Camille Negli is in behind Josh Coburn in attack. Big Josh Coburn this season has chipped in with 9 goals plus 1 in the Cups, 10 in total. And he is one to watch. They go with the big men, both of these two sides. For Hull City, a couple of changes. They bring in Semi Ajayi into a back 3, which means Lewis Coyle and Ryan Giles will get more freedom going forward as wing-backs. Carl Joseph is brought in, having scored 2 of the 3 goals in the 3-1 win here just before Christmas. So he starts as well today. 2 changes, Ivor Pandor in goal. Ajayi, John Egan and Charles Hughes the back 3. As I mentioned, Coyle and Giles the 2 wing backs. Slater and Crooks in the midfield, with Joseph and Miller in the positions left and right of Ollie McBurney, the big man up top, who's been scoring goals for fun this season with a grand total of 17. Well, back in December, these two sides met here. It was a 3-1 win for Hull. They had 43% possession that day. Both teams had 10 shots, but it's Hull that came away with a 3-1 victory. Let's have a look and see what this one brings us. Well, one thing it will bring us is a winner on the night. A draw would mean extra time. A continuation of the drawing theme would mean penalties for the right to go to Wembley. Well, we are ready just about to get ourselves underway this evening. And, that should be a fabulous event here in the slither of sunshine that just squeezes out of the London skyline this evening. Millwall hoping that they can get themselves to Wembley and that short trip across town. We'll keep an eye on the other games tonight. NAC Breda 2-0 up on Heerenveen in the Eredivisie in the Netherlands. In Italy, Napoli are 1-0 down very early on against Bologna. We'll keep an eye on Tottenham against Leeds as well. And, the 2 teams have their huddles. The Hull City fans have filled their top tier allocation behind the goal away to our left. Bernardeschi, by the way, with a goal early on in that game after 10 minutes in Napoli. Napoli 0, Bologna 1. So it's Hull City to get this game underway. They're going to be kicking from left to right in the amber shirts and the black shorts. Millwall in their dark blue shirts and white shorts and dark blue socks. Both teams in their normal colours. We're off and underway. There's a place in the Premier League up for grabs. There's still work to do. Southampton and Middlesbrough will await the winners. Both first legs ended goalless. It's still anybody's in the race for the golden pot of the Premier League. Quickly into touch down below us on this near side in the left-back position from Zach Sturge. Sturge, 21-year-old England under-18 international who's plied his trade previously, coming through the ranks at Chelsea and Brighton. There's a very bright sun blinding the eye line of Anthony Patterson, the goalkeeper for Millwall. He's not got his hat on. What he has got is his gloves held above his eyes to try and block out the sun, which is seeping in through the corner of the stadium. And here come Hull into the penalty area, but the flag has gone up down the right-hand side against Miller. In fact, it was a foul throw by Lewis Coyle. Was it Lewis Coyle? No, it wasn't Lewis Coyle. It was it was Liam Miller. It slipped out of his hands. Like they'd smothered the ball in goose fat. It just seeped through his fingers and dropped to the ground. So 1 minute and a half played here at the Den, the new Den, which has gradually over the years become the Den. It's the home of the Lions, who entertain the Tigers, which Wildcat will be purring its way down Wembley Way in a few weeks' time. Well, Millwall have had a fabulous season. Automatic promotion right the way up to the end was a possibility. And that's quite some going when you're keeping tabs with some big guns like Middlesbrough and Ipswich. But Millwall aren't here to make up numbers, and neither are Hull, who have made a solid start here. On the left-hand side is Louis Coyle. He's been caught, and that's going to be a corner rather than a free kick. He was just nicked there by Femi Aziz, and free kick has not been given, but a corner instead. Well, it's equally as dangerous. Could start this from Hull City. And they've got a corner on their left-hand side, so the far side of the pitch as they kick towards the goal at the home end away to our right. It's going to be sent in towards a near post, and a flying header from John Egan is both high and wide from the delivery from Regan Slater. So a goal kick for Millwall. Just need to settle into this game. It's the 40th anniversary of the playoffs in the EFL this year. And Millwall's record is quite an interesting one. Their first 4 playoff campaigns between 1991 and 2002, and each occasion they crashed out at the semi-final stage and never made it to Wembley. Their first 2 playoffs, they lost heavily on aggregate against Derby and Brighton. But since then, their 4 League One finals have been reached in succession. They've always reached the final of the last 4. Won 2, lost 2. Here come Hull. It's a decent run down the line from Miller. Looks like Miller's playing on the right-hand side, and it's Carl Joseph that's been moved over to the left. As the ball is dried thoroughly this time by Liam Miller. Liam Miller, Canadian international, who will be going to the World Cup, former Liverpool and Basel man, into the box. It's flicked on by McTominay. No one really there. And taken away by Aziz, and it trickles out of play on the far side. 4 minutes gone, throw into Hull, 0-0. But good solid start this from Hull City in London. Still goalless. Millwall 0, Hull City 0. The throw-in is going to be taken by Miller. He does have that long throw. His first one was a complete slip through the fingers. He's gone short this time, however, to Carl Joseph. Back again to Miller. Shifts it onto his right foot. Then all the way back to Ryan Giles. Not a particularly good ball in. It's cleared away. It came off Miller's head again. And then it's won by John Egan, who coaxes it out wide. The cross coming in from Charlie Hughes. And then the flick on by Negley. Negley knocks it wide and is bumped by a Hull City player. And, well, it was either a Hull City throw or a Millwall free kick. And the referee's come up with a compromise of By the look of it, not free kick to Millwall. I thought he'd given the throw to Millwall, but it is a free kick. It's not being taken anywhere near. It's more central, but it doesn't really matter. It's a free kick to Millwall. It's going to be taken by Zach Sturge, the young 21-year-old fullback. It's on the halfway line. It's the first time that Millwall have ventured forward, and with it, they've sent the two big men up from the back, Jake Cooper and Christian Kramer, towards the edge of the box. It was a sideways step by Kramer, and he's given the ball away, and suddenly Millwall could be in trouble here as the ball is trickling away for a corner. It came off of Derek Mazusaka, and it was about 30 yards from goal. It was trickling towards the corner flag, and it was going to go out for a corner. He went racing after it. He was the only one racing after it. He got there, stopped it on the goal line, prevented it going out for a corner, and then had to readjust his body against the advertising hoardings, turn around and clear the ball. And Millwall still have it from that rescue mission from Derek Mazusaka, the 20-year-old Frenchman. Long ball forward, which is headed away precisely by Louis Coyle. Taken on the chest on this near side by Carl Joseph, but he can't do anything with it. It's very compact at the moment, but they've got a game plan here, Hull City, and they've certainly started the game very brightly in the opening 6.5 minutes. It's mainly been in the Millwall half. There was a challenge there by Josh Coburn. Looked like a foul. Referee didn't notice it. It's been played wide by Balau. Balau finding the feet of Zach Sturge, but Sturge gave the ball away momentarily. He's got it back again now, and it goes all the way back to Jake Cooper. Cooper away to the far side. Cooper, the captain, former England under-21 international, played over 300 matches during his long time at Reading. He's 6'7", he's a big lad. Long ball forward. It's won well in the air by Zach Sturge. Fullback against fullback with Louis Coyle. Go loose in the challenge on... who was that on? I think it was Regan Slater. Or is it? No, it's Joseph who's gone down. And he's back up again. I thought he was going to stay down injured, but he's bounced back up very quickly, Joseph. Carl Joseph scored 2 here in a 3-1 win back in December, and 2 of his 8 goals scored this season in the domestic 46 Championship games. I could only wish for Champions League. Long ball forward. And Louis Coyle gets to the byline. It's good defending though, hooked away by Zach Sturge. It's going to be a really good battle that between Coyle and Sturge. It was in the first leg. Here's Samir Jai. Back into the feet of Joseph Miller. And then all the way back from John Egan to his goalkeeper. First touch for Ivo Pandor. Ivo Pandor, the Croatian goalkeeper. Here come Hull again through the midfield, and they've played it out to the left-hand side, and Ryan Giles through Regan Slater. Giles with the cross. Stopped at the edge of the 6-yard box by Tristan Kramer. Under pressure from Ollie Burney. And it's gone out of play. It was stopped and punched behind for a corner. Well, they were claiming a goal kick there where Millwall, but it's gone behind for a corner. It's going to be taken by Slater. Regan Slater has gone across to take this corner. The former Sheffield United man. Been with Hull for a while, closing in on 200 appearances. There's a good ball in, a header towards goal. Well, that's a chance for Charlie Hughes. He didn't really get much of an angle to hang the header towards goal. He headed it floppily down into the ground. It bounced up into the arms of goalkeeper Anthony Patterson. Was glad to reach out. One good bit of news for Millwall is that the sun has disappeared behind a cloud, and it's no longer shining in the eyes of Patterson, which was a big concern. Now, there's a yellow card being showed here, and it's been shown to a Hull City player. It was played forward by Leonard, and then the challenge was John Egan, who's wiped out Camille Negli. And a yellow card for John Egan. First yellow card of the day, and it's gone to a central defender very early on in this game. So Egan on the yellow. Millwall have a free kick. It's a few inches inside their own half, right over on the very far side of the pitch. Free kick that's going to be taken by the man who won the free kick with the ball forward, and then Negley was wiped out. Ball down the line, and that's rather disappointing from Millwall, because Aziz has gone running down the line to receive the ball, and the flag has gone up from the assistant referee. Well, you just hate it when that happens, because that is avoidable. Well, it's called not looking along the line. Aziz caught out. Well, we played 10.5 minutes. It's 0-0, and certainly Hull have had the better of it so far without really creating anything. 49% of the action has been in the final third in Millwall's half, 8% in the final third in Hull's half, 43% somewhere in that middle region. Gives you an indication of just how good the start has been from Hull, but it is still 0-0. There's a battle going on the far side. Carl Joseph up against Tristan Kramer. Kramer eventually come out on top. Here he is again, Kramer. Volleys it forward up to the halfway line, and it's a foul by Carl Joseph, and that's going to be a free kick to Millwall. Spoke about Millwall. Got to 4 of their 8 playoff finals. Hull City's playoff history is a lot more straightforward. They've only got to the playoffs 3 times. The last time they got to the playoffs was exactly 10 years ago, when they were promoted, beating Sheffield Wednesday at Wembley 1-0 in the final. Second time they won promotion via the playoffs in the Championship. They beat Bristol City 1-0 in the final 18 years ago. Remember that one? Seems a long, long time ago. They've had 2 cracks at the Premier League, 3 seasons in total, and they want another one. Their owners are ambitious. Millwall have never been in the Premier League. They did have a very brief 2-season stint in the late 80s up in the top flight before the Premier League was invented. Millwall trying to ease themselves into this game, but they're giving the ball away rather cheaply. Alex Neil keen just to settle his side down from the touchline down below. The very good Championship manager is Alex Neil. He's up against the big man himself today, Sergei Yakirovas, who's done a great job for Hull, who only just stayed up by the skin of their teeth last season. And the dismissal of Liam Rosenior was widely condemned, given that they went rapidly downhill as a consequence, but they have steadied the ship, and they've had a good season of Hull. Zach Sturge is going to take this throw. We're attacking the end away to our left, where the Hull City fans have congregated in the top tier. The bottom tier is completely empty of blue seats, but there aren't many empty seats around the ground otherwise. It's pretty much a sellout for Millwall. Just the odd little pocket here and there of 1 or 2 empty seats, but not many. And still, the Championship playoffs are waiting their first goal. We've got Southampton against Middlesbrough to come. And you wouldn't want to call it at this stage who's going to make it to the final. Of course, you'll give Southampton and Millwall the benefit of favouritism being the home in the second leg, but from what we've seen in the opening 14 minutes of this game, Hull aren't here to make up the numbers. And they've won a throw-in over on the far side. The last touch coming off of Ryan Leonard. Got there ahead of Oliver McBurney. Ollie McBurney, tremendous season. He's had 17 goals in the Championship this season. Both teams have gone this season with the big man up top. Out wide now to Louis Coyle. Louis Coyle, quick ball into the box. It's a good ball as well. But they are meat and drink for the 2 central defenders. And Jake Cooper gobbles that one up and puts it behind for a corner. He is a towering defender, is Jake Cooper. Good ball in from Coyle. But if you're going to put those balls in and you've got Carl Joseph, who's a foot shorter than Cooper, running onto them, then they've got to be absolutely inch perfect, because Cooper and Kramer will gobble them up all night. It is a corner to Hull as we prepare to hit the 15-minute marker in this game. Referee today, by the way, Sam Barrett. James Mannering, Wade Smith, the two men with the flags. Matthew Donahue is on the touchline as the fourth official. No VAR. There will be VAR in the final. Millwall trying to jostle, and then the ball comes in and it was flicked towards goal. That's another chance, and it's Charlie Hughes again. Well, the two chances that Hull have both landed on the head of Hughes. This time he got a bit more power on it. He was going wide and it went through the legs. It was a good win by Hughes. It went through the legs of Crooks. He couldn't backheel it. He went to backheel it. He couldn't backheel it. Even if he did, he didn't have Zach Sturge directly behind him. And as a consequence, the last touch came off of Hughes and behind for a goal kick. But no question that Hull have been the more dominant force in this game so far, after a cagey opening 90 minutes at the K-Comp on Friday night. But here come Millwall, working their way forward for Donora. Donora down the line, and that's a good turn by Negley. Negley brings it under control. It hits a Hull City player. He comes back inside with it, does Negley. It's been taken off of him by Matt Crooks. And all the way back to goalkeeper Pandor. He plays it out to this near side. This is Louis Coyle. Gets away very quickly from Sturge. Sturge steps back in and wins the ball back. This is Cherno Bala to Mazul Sacco. Mazul Sacco finding Tristan Kramer and across to big Jake Cooper. Cooper looks up, threads it into the feet of Mazul Sacco. And then it's picked up on the turn from Negley. Negley gets it wide to Leonard, back to Negley again, whips it into the box. It came off of a Hull City defender. It's hit on the volley. It was a miss hit really from Negley, and it came away. Hull City clearing their lines through John Egan. But here they go again with Kamil Negley again on the left-hand side, holding it up really well. Back to Cooper and then inside to Derek Muzusaka. Then played out wide by Tristan Kramer. This is better from Millwall now. Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard finding the width. Aziz, who we haven't seen much of yet. That's a great ball in from Aziz to the back post. It's a looping header back in. They're trying to bundle it home. It's off the line and then it comes back out to Sturge. He can't bring it down quick enough and Hull have scrambled it away. Well, that's the biggest chance of the game so far and it hasn't been cleared yet. Cooper driving forward. Cross comes in from Sturge. Takes a deflection. Powerful header away by John Egan. Millwall asking the questions now. A driving run forward from Negley. Gets it wide. This is Sturge. Deep delivery. Not a great delivery though. Headed away. It should come for Mazul Sacco. Wins it in the air. Jake Cooper driving forward. Squaring it as well very nicely to Donora. Donora gets it wide. And this is Aziz. Aziz with a chance to tease the fullback Ryan Giles. Pulls it back. This is Aziz again. Goes for goal. It's punched away by the goalkeeper. Back in it comes again this time. It was from the head of Josh Coburn. And Hull City clear it. 18.5 minutes gone. That's much, much better for Millwall. Starting to put the ball into the dangerous area of Hull City's penalty area and causing all sorts of bedlam in the process. Well, that was a chance, certainly. Millwall 0, Hull City 0. Hull have had the best start of this game, but Millwall in the last couple of minutes have really grabbed Hull and shoved them against the nearest brick wall. Much, much better for Millwall. Derek Mizusaka inside his own half, through the lines and back out wide by Chernu Balau. So last 5 minutes, 74% possession from Millwall. Grabbed the ball by the horns and they've introduced themselves to this tie. They're the favourites tonight, there's no question about that. Their home form hasn't been terrific. Won 4 and lost 3 of their last 7 home matches in the Championship towards the end of the season. They've had a few blinders here, but they've had a few instantly forgettable afternoons and evenings as well. But that's the brutality of the Championship. Even the team that wins the title is going to have off days amongst 46. Here is Kramer. Gets it wide. Just kept in play by Aziz, and Aziz screams past his man, chips the ball in. Couldn't get away from his marker, Sturge, and it's cleared away in a hurry by Louis Coyle, and it hits Sturge and goes out for a throw into Hull City, and a relief for them with 20 minutes gone. That's much, much better, and that's the first we've seen of Aziz. Great ball in, just too high on this occasion for Coburn. That's who he's aiming for. This is the chance. It was scrambled away. Coburn went up with the goalkeeper, and it came out to Ballout, and it was blocked on the line by Matt Crooks. Well, it's a lively encounter, this one. So much at stake, but Millwall's nervy start seems to have been put behind them. They're now running the show. Tristan Kramer at the back. Derek Mazusaku tries to play it forward. Very bright young 20-year-old. He's played for the under-19s of France. He's no slouch. Mazusaku looks like a very comfortable player with the ball at his feet. To ask the question, if Millwall go up, is he going to get a game in the Premier League? Touches in the final third in this match. 1 to 15 minutes for in the final third. This is 1 to 15 minutes, 3 touches in the final third. In the last 6 minutes, they've had 21. Well, the game has changed. 21 and a half minutes gone. It's Millwall's turn to be on top. Cooper. Big man, he just towers above everyone at 6'7", and his players that are 6'7" and slight, and his players that are 6'7" and bulky, and he's the latter. Here's a little run in towards the edge of the penalty area from Negley. Gets it wide. Aziz tricking his way past the defender, and that's going to be Millwall's first corner of the game, put behind by Charlie Hughes. So a corner to Millwall, which is going to be taken by Femi Aziz, and you know who's coming up for this. Set-piece goals this season in the Championship. Coventry led the way with 29, Southampton 28. Millwall third best with 26 goals from set plays. This is an indication of how dangerous they can be. The man responsible for looking after 6'7" Jake Cooper is John Egan himself. And they're having a good old wrestling match. Goalkeeper comes out and punches. It's driven through a crowd and straight behind for a goal kick from Cameron Negley. It was a dangerous ball in, but it needed someone attacking the ball at the near post to make it obsolete for the goalkeeper, who got a clean punch on it. And when it was returned back, it was well wide from Cameron Negley. "23 minutes on the clock. And it's still anybody's guess who's going to be promoted in the Championship playoffs. And so far, no one has put a card on the table. Still both legs, first legs were 0-0, second legs underway tonight with this one. Tomorrow it's Southampton against Middlesbrough. First goal in this game, you feel, could be a massive indicator as to who's going to Wembley. It's almost like that type of shootout. You feel it's going to be tight. You feel there's going to be very little in it. Standing up on the touchline down below, the Hull City manager, Sergei Yakorovich. He's a big man. I don't want to mess with him in a dark alley. Ball has been turned away by Charlie Hughes. Returned, though, pretty promptly by Ryan Leonard. Played it over the top. It needs to be actioned by Louis Coyle, and he does very well to quickly get it out wide to the right-hand side, and Kyle Joseph. Miller and Joseph playing either side of McBurney in a front three as kind of inside wingers, but they swap and they interchange, and difficult to pick up. If you're man marking either of them, you're in for a nightmare. It's difficult to man mark if you're man marking an inside forward. It's been an old-fashioned ploy, but it works well when you've got McBurney there, but you've got to rely on those two wing-backs in Giles and Coyle to provide the crosses, because McBurney will score you goals, and the vast majority of them will be from crosses, from headers, from deliveries. That's perhaps where the key to this game is won and lost. The referee almost got in the way. It's been won in the midfield by Denora. Denora kicks it out wide to the left-hand side, and Sturge on the penalty area, gets inside, tries to get the cross in, rattles it against the knees of Louis Coyle, and behind for another Millwall corner. Millwall asking all the questions now. Millwall 0, Hull City 0. If you're just joining us, 25 minutes gone. Hull started the game really well, but in the last 10 minutes or so, it's been all Millwall. An intriguing playoff second leg. That's what the whole season comes down to. Still Tottenham 0, Leeds 0. Napoli 0, Bologna 2 now as well. Corner then. And it comes from Aziz. It's flicked on at the near post by Kramer. And it's McBurney that clears it. And he gets it back again now from Charlie Hughes. McBurney drills a long ball forward. It could have been a rather good ball as well, but it's been cut out by Zach Sturge, who's back there to win it back for Millwall. And here they come again with Casper De Norre into the penalty area. It was just too far ahead of Mazusaka, but it's not been cleared properly and then floated in. That's a poor ball. That was a poor ball from De Norre, and straight behind for a goal kick. In the meantime, Cherno Ballo is down on the ground claiming that he was fouled. He went to win the ball and it was a crunching challenge by Crooks. He got the ball before he got the player. So a goal kick to Hull City. And if you're a West Ham fan, are you tuning in the hope that Leeds can do them a favour in the relegation battle in the Premier League? It's now official that only Tottenham or West Ham can go down, so one of the London clubs is going down. So speak to a lot of other London clubs, Arsenal, Tottenham, Fulham, Crystal Palace, whoever you want to speak to. A lot of their fans are saying, well, we hope Millwall will come up because we're going to lose one of our derbies. Leeds are safe and Forest are safe. 2 games to play for the majority. Millwall 0, Hull City 0. 2 teams dreaming of the Premier League. And so too are the 2 bigger clubs in the competition. Southampton and Middlesbrough. They too 0-0 after the first leg. Millwall has settled into their stride. Alex Neil appointed the manager last season, and he's done a brilliant job really when you think about it. He's inherited a half-decent bunch of lads. Good, honest bunch. I know someone very, very well that works within the club on the media side, and they speak very highly of the way that the whole setup, both on and off the field, is well gelled as one, and this is a club on the up. No one wants to come here, and as they keep singing, the Millwall fans, no one likes us. And they are a bit like Marmite, aren't they, Millwall? Either love them or hate them. No one would begrudge that in the last 2 or 3 years they've been a very good Championship side, and maybe now is their time. Here they come forward with Ryan Leonard in the right back position, in towards the edge of the penalty area. It was left inexplicably really by Cherno Ballo. He was rather hoping that Zach Sturge would get forward down the left, but there was no one there. Here is Ballo trying to win the ball back. That's a solid challenge coming in on him by Louis Coyle, and it's come off of Coyle last, the captain for Hull City, and straight out for a throw into Millwall. Millwall throw, level with the edge of the penalty area. It's going to be taken on the left-hand side by Zach Sturge. 29 minutes on the clock at the Den. Millwall 0, Hull City 0. Still waiting for the breakthrough in Bermondsey. In it comes. Cooper tries to attack it. It's a good header away by Liam Miller. Millwall starting over again at the back with Ryan Leonard. Ball into the penalty area. It came off of McBurney. He was up there with Cooper, and it's fallen nicely. Can they get the shot away? The answer is no, not from De Norre anyway. The cross has gone behind off of a defender. It came off of McBurney, the cross from Zach Sturge. That's going to be a corner. Another corner to Millwall, who are probing at the moment. They've got to weather this storm, but it didn't really help them there that when they had the chance to clear, Louis Coyle sliced it completely and gave the ball away. And that was very nearly punishing. Millwall try again. As we hit the half-hour mark, Aziz will swing this one outbound from the left. Chips it in underneath the goalkeeper's crossbar, and that is an easy catch for Ivar Pandor. He is in a hurry to clear it forward as Hull look to hit Millwall on the counter-attack. It's held up well by Liam Miller. Liam Miller cuts inside, he's brought down, he wins a free kick 15-20 yards inside the Millwall half. Liam Miller, 26-year-old, who will be going to the World Cup with Canada. Will he be going as a Premier League player? Joseph is down at the moment for Hull. Not sure what the cause of this injury was. Well, there's no VAR tonight, but Joseph has gone down, and it seems that he got caught by Jake Cooper. Didn't look in the replay that I've just seen here as if there was anything in it. Referee's speaking to Cooper. It's a big hole in the front of Cooper's shirt where obviously he's been grappling. That might have been where Joseph got swatted by the big defender. And now Cooper has been spoken to. It's Carl Joseph that's going to be spoken to. Well, if you're going to pick a fight, my advice was to any Hull player, don't pick it with Jake Cooper. Pick someone else. Anyone but Jake Cooper. He's 6'7" tall. He's 6'3" wide. Probably look after himself on the rugby league circuit, I reckon. Big Jake. So, free kick taken by Louis Coyle in towards the penalty spot. It's headed away with precision by Ryan Leonard. So Hull City have themselves a throw. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Cross goes Liam Miller once again to take it. And after that sustained 15-minute spell from Millwall, it's Hull City that can now do a bit of attacking of their own. Long throw into the box. That should be and is cleared away by Negley, but it's been played back out wide again by Regan Slater, and a flashed header towards goal just over the crossbar. And it was John Egan. Cut across. When the ball eventually comes in, he finds half a yard of space, and there's a looping header from almost the edge of the box, really. It's going to have to be absolutely precision perfect if we're going to beat the goalkeeper with that type of header. It's just too high. 12 minutes to half time. Still, the breakthrough has eluded us. Doesn't take the intrigue away, though, does it? Is it magic, or is it a mistake that changes the course of these two sides' season? As the ball is played out wide by Casper De Nora. This is Femi Aziz. Lovely play from him. General feeling is that if Millwall don't come up to the Premier League, Femi Aziz probably will. He's been very good for them this season. Femi Aziz, his goal count is 11. Scored 2 on the last day of the season against relegated Oxford. This is Derek Muzusaka. Is he going to have a go? He is. Well, I'll give him credit. It was on target. He managed to get it through a crowd without as much as a deflection or a touch, but it was a very, very comfortable save for Ivar Pandor. It's good covering at the back for Millwall in the left-back position from Zach Sturge, from the long ball forward from Louis Coyle. It's going to be a throw-in on the halfway line to Hull City. I was just about to say, he's sitting down at the moment. Here's Sergei Jakirovic. Just as I said that, he's got back up again, the big man. Throw-in taken by Louis Coyle. Played over towards the left-hand side. And it is gathered by Ryan Giles. Liam Miller. Back to Giles again. Can he get the cross in? He can. It's McBurney territory. And McBurney got a head onto it. And it's Patterson that pats it over the crossbar. Well, 10 minutes before half-time. And that's the delivery that Hull City needed. And it's into McBurney's airspace. And he's so difficult to play against. And when you hit balls in like that, like Ryan Giles did, McBurney gets in, gets the better of Tristan Cromer and wins a corner. It came off the defender last. So, corner to Hull. It's a wasted corner. McBurney turning to the referee and claiming that he was being manhandled. Well, you can't disagree with him. He did have his arms around the waist of McBurney, did Ryan Leonard. It was momentary, but in that time McBurney went down. He knew he was being held and he went down. I tell you what, VAR's in town. They might have a little check of that, but it's not tonight. Just under 9 minutes of the first half remaining. It's a very floppy header from Semi Ajayi. He was lucky he got away with that, really. Ball is played down the line by Libby Coyle. Mopped up nicely at the back by Jake Cooper. Back to his goalkeeper, Patterson. Patterson making a decent save just now. Perhaps the biggest chance of the game so far. Drive forward from Denora. Denora plays it down the line. Aziz trying to find a way past Ryan Giles, who cushioned him away and kept possession. Scooped up in the air. This is Denora into the penalty area. Can he get the cross in? He can't. Big shouts of handball. Looking at the referee. A number of Millwall players. A big roar from the Millwall fans as well. Immediately, Matt Crooks put his... Was it Matt? Not Matt Crooks, sorry. It was Charlie Hughes put his hands behind his back. Let's have a look. Well, in fairness, he was tucking his hands behind his back. There's no way that was a handball, no way. Corner, though. It's the next best option for Millwall. 37.5 minutes gone. And it comes from Aziz underneath the crossbar. Second corner in succession. It's been floated straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Aziz needs to do better with those flag kicks. It's a long kick forward. This is a ploy that Hull are trying to adopt. And it's a long ball towards Liam Miller, who fouls Zach Sturge, who had the better of him there, to be honest, in that one-on-one situation. That long punt, it put it one-on-one. I'll tell you what, Sturge has done really well. And then he's hauled down by Miller. So the long clearance upfield from the goalkeeper Anthony Patterson for Millwall. One in the midfield by Regan Slater. He's done well. He's mopped it up. He's dribbled his way up to the halfway line. Then he's been brought down by Casper Denora and wins a free kick for Hull just inside their own half. Well, little in it, really. Very little in it. So back on his feet, Regan Slater. And the game restarts. Regan Slater, England under-21 international during his time with Sheffield United before he moved to Hull. He's been at Hull for a while now. Long ball forward from Hull. And straight behind for a goal kick. We've got 6 minutes of the first half to play. Former Hull manager Phil Brown is here tonight. He's commentating on local radio. And, he done a great job, didn't he, to get Hull up and then keep them up. That infamous time when he kept the players on the pitch. Was it at the Etihad, wasn't it, against Manchester City? He's a good manager, Phil Brown. Here come Millwall, though. with Zach Sturge. Gets it wide to the left-hand side. Camel Negley twisting and turning and trying to make things happy. He's a bag of tricks. He's a bag of tricks. Mazusaka towards Leonard. Leonard 25 yards from goal on the right-hand side. Hands it over to Aziz. Aziz looking to try and create something. Back inside to Mazusaka. Mazusaka gets it wide. It's an early ball into the box. That's an interesting ball in. Perhaps a slightly overhit ball from Camel Negley. It was the first ball into the box for a while for Millwall. It didn't go straight down the throat of the goalkeeper. And it's gone straight through for a goal kick. Joseph is down holding his right ankle. That came from when he got caught by the tackle of Cherno Ballo. Just got rather sandwiched in between the two legs of Cherno Ballo. Painful one. Hull will be hoping this is not a serious injury. So, Carl Joseph. He's had a couple of bangs in this first half. It's the first real stoppage we've had in the game. Sam Barrett, the referee, well, obviously had on the time. I don't think Sergei Yakorovich is too happy with the challenge. It's an opportunity to get 2 or 3 of his players over. This is a painful one for Kyle Joseph. Well, he scored 2 goals in a 3-1 win here in December. But it's beginning to look like this particular visit to the Den is a slightly less happy one. Kyle Joseph is down and he looks in a lot of pain. And his ankle got caught in between the legs of Cherno Ballo. To me, that's a foul. I don't think there's any malice from Cherno Ballo. He's just desperate to get the ball back. That's all part and parcel of the game. But you're going to pick up injuries like that, and challenges like that. I think it probably was a foul. Herchan Ilachali, the Hull owner, is here today. Staring into space at the moment in the director's box just down below us. And the Hull City physio team of Will Pears and Hashim Ali are just trying to rectify the situation. But this is not looking good at the moment for Carl Joseph. The fact that he's been down for a long while does suggest that he's not going to be able to carry on, and indeed Sergei Yakorovich is calling upon one of his substitutes who's warming up to get himself ready to come on. And we'll find out who that player is in a minute. But it's a heartbreaking moment for Carl Joseph. Not only does it end his participation in this semi-final, you have to question as to whether he's going to be fit for the final. Might be Lewis Kumas that comes on. He's a left winger. That would make perfect sense, but he's up on his feet, and I tell you what, he's hardly able to put any weight on that left foot of his. Here's Carl Joseph, and that's a big loss for Hull City as he hobbles off. There's no weight bearing on that left leg of his. It does look as if his evening and his season is over. Slowly, the 2 medical staff help him across to the near touchline. Well, he got the ball, he carried it forward. Oh, that's a nasty one. Got jammed in between the legs of Camel Negley. Well, there's one thing's for sure, he's not coming back. Not like that. He's barely able to stand on it. It's 2 physios either side of him to take him off the pitch. And he'll go straight down the tunnel for immediate treatment. So Hull City forced into a change in the first half. Shake of the head from the Hull City head coach Sergei Yakorovich, and I can understand that, you know, from his point of view, it was a challenge that went straight through his own player and caused him a season-ending injury. Here come Millwall. 4 minutes of added time, by the way. As a consequence, all of that's come from the injury to Carl Joseph. They're down to 10 men at the moment at Hull, as Millwall play a great ball into the box. Goalkeeper gets there and it's scurried away by Matt Crooks. They come again with Cooper. Cooper goes all the way back to Mazusaka. And out wide, here's Aziz. Aziz. It's good defending by Charlie Hughes, who got there first. Wants the throw, but the throw is going to be Millwall's. Well, the first minute is done of 4 minutes of added time. Ollie McBurney's header over the crossbar, perhaps the best chance of the half. Both teams have had their spell with the pendulum swinging in their favour. On comes Mo Balumi. As the ball is played into the penalty area, one in the air by John Egan. It's headed behind for a corner. So Mo Balumi is on for Carl Joseph. Mo Balumi is an Algerian international, albeit he's only had one cap. The African was plucked from Forenza in Portugal, and he's done all right this season. He's not started too many games, Balumi, but he's got 2 championship goals. In comes the corner. It's a good solid header away by Egan. Balumi gets his first touch, and his first touch is to clear the ball down towards the halfway line. It's retrieved by Mazusaka, who plays it along the halfway line. It's not the greatest of balls, though. And Tristan Kramer isn't going to take any gambles. Goes back to his goalkeeper, and Anthony Patterson launches long. It's flicked on down the left-hand side towards Negley. Negley now with a chance to take on the Hull City defender Coyle. It's Liam Miller that's gone over to the left, and looks like it's on the right-hand side that Balumi will reside. Here come Hull into the penalty area. Not enough oomph though. And Millwall once again able to stem the passage of play from their visitors. Almost 3 minutes of the 4 played in injury time. Carl Joseph's injury adding on pretty much all of that. Here's McBurney outside the penalty area, trying to weave his way forward. He's got caught there by Cooper from behind. It was an unnecessary foul by Cooper and a free kick to Hull in a very, very good position just outside the penalty area. And right on the stroke of half-time, could Hull strike? Well, there weren't much in that at all. And McBurney knew that the slightest of touches will take that big frame of his down to the ground with such ease. McBurney might hit this. On the other hand, it might well be John Egan also standing in the mix. Is Balumi. Balumi only just on as a sub. Well, the 4 minutes are virtually up. This might be one of the last acts of the half. John Egan has moved away from it. It looks like it's going to be Ollie McBurney against the 4-man Millwall wall. It's McBurney, and he's fired that high over the crossbar. And it stays at 0-0. Well, he came a lot closer with a header earlier on, which was tipped over the bar by Patterson. Didn't test Patterson there. It all looked good until it had made its way over the wall, and then rather than coming down, it continued its journey upwards. It was closer to the top tier than the top corner. And as a result, that is the last of the action in the first half. Patterson, as I say, called into action to keep out McBurney's header. That was the big moment in the game. The loss of Carl Joseph through injury is a blow for Hull. But this game, 3/4 of the way through this 2-legged semi-final, still awaits its first goal. Millwall 0, Hull City 0. And we will be back for the second half very shortly. Welcome back to the Den for the second half. We're just this second getting underway. Millwall 0, Hull 0 still, as it was in the first leg. Carl Joseph taken off with what looked like a serious ankle injury just before half-time has certainly dampened the spirits of Hull slightly. We had the better chance in the best chance in the first half. Ollie McBurney header tipped over the crossbar. It's very even so far. Millwall on the attack nice and early, attacking the home end as well in this second half, which is away to our right. Den is a hostile place to come at the best of times. An interesting place to come if it was a Premier League stadium for sure. Elsewhere tonight, Tottenham 0, Leeds United 0 as a half-time. Napoli have come from 2-0 down, they're now 2-2. About 15 minutes into the second half, they're slightly ahead of here. Heerenveen have gone down 2-0 in the Eredivisie, and the Netherlands against NAC Breda. Varkano, finalists against Crystal Palace in the Conference League. They're 0-0 just into the second half, and that one, rather like this one, kicked up at the same time. That's in La Liga against Girona this afternoon. So, all to play for here, 0-0. And a very interesting second half in store as the ball is held up by Josh Coburn, and we've barely mentioned in this half, have not really managed to get the ball to his feet in the opening stages of this second half. But here's a chance for Hull City. It's been pulled back. McBurney, it was a great challenge coming in from Tristan Kramer, and McBurney knows that was a big chance. Well, the pullback was a good one as well from Regan Slater, who had made an excellent run into the penalty area. And that was certainly an opportunity to give Hull City the lead, and it was McBurney that arrived. And in fairness, I think McBurney's shot was probably going wide of the post. It's still 0-0. And then the corner comes in. It's a low drive from Slater from the edge of the box, straight at the goalkeeper. Rather surprised that Anthony Patterson tonight is in all yellow, given that it's not a million shades away from the amber and black of Hull City. But he plays it short, and up towards the halfway line comes Ryan Leonard. He plays the ball through the middle. It's a good piece of hold-up play, that from Coburn. Coburn goes down, but it was a strong, forceful, but fair challenge from Regan Slater, who turns away from the watchful eye of Cherno Ballo. It's his challenge that ended the game for Carl Joseph in the first half. Looked like it could be a potential leg break, we're hearing, and he's not able to put any weight on it at all. So he has gone off. So it's with Ryan Leonard. And a quick ball over the top. It's a searching ball from Cameron Negli. Doesn't come to anything now, and it's out of play on this near side. It'll be a throw into Millwall. Ryan Leonard to take. 4 minutes into the second half, still no sign of that first goal. But Burney's had arguably the best two chances of the game. He's just had one just now, but it was going wide, his chance. Did hit Cooper and went even further wide. It was a close range effort as well as he arrived in and met the cross from Regan Slater. Slater's made a couple of really good runs from the midfield. As the ball is headed away by Charlie Hughes. Millwall trying to up the ante with Kamal Legli. Legli gets it back again briskly from Ballo. And back out wide to the right-hand side, and Leonard. Leonard chipping it into the airspace of Femi Aziz, but he might be quick and he might be very good, but he's not going to get to the end of that one quick enough. Only McBurney could have easily scored in both halves, but it's still 0-0, and we've played 5 minutes of this second half. He who scores first might well be decisive. Southampton and Middlesbrough will sit and watch, hoping that whoever wins this one will be meeting them in the final. The long ball up towards Coburn from Leonard, but it's promptly cleared. Jake Cooper goes back to his goalkeeper, Anthony Patterson. Patterson shifts it onto his right foot, the 26-year-old on loan from Sunderland. It was his birthday, in fact, yesterday. Anthony Patterson, 26 yesterday. Happy birthday, belatedly, to him. It's Mazzucco. Back to Cooper. Cooper's going to go long. Chases on for Zach Sturge. Tries to put pressure on, but that's good defending by the experienced Louis Coyle, who sees it behind for a goal kick. And Barry Bannon, who started Sheffield Wednesday's 2016 Championship playoff final against Hull, is going to start warming up. They are going to make a change here, Millwall. It's not going to be Bannon, not yet anyway. We'll find out who that is in a second. There's a wrestling match going on. That's going to be a free kick. Coburn is ripped to the ground, and the yellow card coming out for Hughes. And now they've got both Hughes and Egan in that back line of three on a yellow card, Hull, and they've got to be really careful. Well, he puts himself about, does Coburn. He's a tough one to handle, as Charlie Hughes found out there. So, free kick to Millwall, just inside the Hull City half. They've got plenty of big fellas in the box there of Millwall. Flicked on, but it's going to be cleared away from the man that gave away the free kick, Charlie Hughes, and got the yellow card for it. Straight into touch, though, over on the far side. Well, preparing that substitution down below us. So, let's see how this one pans out. Millwall 0, Hull City 0. 53 minutes on the clock. Hughes was sent off on March the 14th against West Bromwich Albion. And in terms of yellow cards this season, that is his 7th. So Millwall will be keen to get the job done, but at the moment it's Hull City that have created. So 9 minutes into the second half, still no sign of a winner. Tristan Kramer gets out wide to Leonard. Leonard turning away from Liam Miller. Plays it inside to Denora. Denora finding the feet of Cameron Egley. Down goes Coburn. It's cleared away, and Hull City could potentially break away here through Matt Crooks. Matt Crooks gets it out wide to the left-hand side. Crooks, the former Middlesbrough man, helped them to promotion a few years ago. He's still going strong at 32. Wants another crack at the Premier League, no doubt. Still no sign of that Millwall change taking place. Chip forward, it's a good touch by Josh Coburn. Tried to heel it back into the path of Cameron Egley. Didn't quite come off. In fact, it wasn't Cameron Egley, it was Femi Aziz. Didn't quite come off. There's Louis Coyle, plays it into the midfield, and Matt Crooks, who gets it wide. And Bolumi, as a sub just before half-time, plays it inside to the edge of the penalty area. Liam Miller just bounced behind his kneecap, and now is a chance of Millwall breaking away. That's good, strong mopping up at the back from Charlie Hughes. It just run away from him, though, and it will be a throw into Millwall with 10 minutes of the second half played. Still Millwall 0, still Hull City 0, still 0-0 on aggregate. Goals have eluded us in this tie so far. Well, we played nearly 2 hours, 90 plus another 50. Over 2 hours without a goal. What can Bellumi do? Bellumi gets the cross in, it's way too high. Well, if that's aimed at McBurney at the back post, it's still too high. That's how high it was from Bellumi, gliding over the head of Liam Miller's head. Alex Neil giving out some strict instructions here as Millwall prepare to make their change. Tiano Barley coming off, and it's going to be the number 9 to come on, Mihajlo Ivanovic. Former Millwall legend Tony Cascarino in amongst the crowd today as well, commentating on the radio. Header up in the air from Millwall. To get themselves on the front foot, but it's not really happened, not yet. Ivanovic has come on, and 9 goals this season. Ivanovic, he is a striker. They've pretty much gone 2 up top, Millwall. They're going to go and try and hit Hull more directly with their back 3. They haven't created too many chances in this game so far, the home side. So, still activity on both benches. So, Josh Coburn goes down, no foul given against him. It's a long raking ball forward from Charlie Hughes. It's a decent looking ball as well to Bellumi. Bellumi pulls it back. His Coyle gets the cross in. It's sliced behind by Cooper. It will be a corner. It's a Kramer, in fact, not Cooper. And, corner is given. I don't think Cooper was Kramer was expecting it. He kind of jumped out of the way at the last moment, Derek Mazuzaka. 58.5 minutes gone. And it's Hull City that have a corner. Corner that's going to be taken by Regan Slater over on the far side of the pitch. Slater whips it outbound. It's just over the head of McBurney. Ducking underneath it inexplicably was Bellumi. It's back in again. And then Ivanovic tries to clears it straight against an opponent, but it has been cleared, and it's been cleared long by Ivanovic, and it needs to be hooked away by Louis Coyle. Coyle's done well. Now out to the right-hand side, and off they go again. Liam Miller stretching the Millwall defence with a splicing through ball, but it's dealt with well by Kramer. It's Bellumi again, whips a cross in, it's over the top of the crossbar from defender Jake Cooper. Another corner from Hull, who are asking the questions at this moment in time. But still, the game is at 0-0. We're going to see another change from Millwall in a moment. Looks like Alfie Doughty is going to come on. Went up with Luton to the Premier League a couple of years, 3 years ago. Knows what this is all about, and he will be coming on in just a few moments' time. Doughty yet to score this season. Left back, of course, they play on the left wing. Maybe that's the thought process there for Alex Neil to try and perhaps replace Zach Sturge with someone that's prepared to get forward a little bit more. And we're also going to see Barry Bannon coming on. So Bannon and Doughty will add some experience. 2 players that have been there, seen it, done it at Wembley in the final in the Championship playoff. Doughty a winner, Bannon a loser, ironically, against Stoke. An hour gone here, and still these two inseparable. So that's an hour and 2.5 hours of football, not a single goal. And you get the feeling, if one doesn't come along, it might just be the winner. Derek Mazusaka has a look up, chips it long in towards the penalty area. Just run away a little bit there from Denora, who's going to be one of the players to come off. We understand that might have to be confirmed. Here's Liam Miller stretching the play to the right-hand side. Louis Coyle gets it wide to Balumi. Balumi, chance to run in towards the corner edge of the box. He pulls it back. It's chipped into the penalty area by Slater. Lacked conviction, but now there's a chance on the volley. Well, he's hit it cleanly there as Egan, but it was in the end a defender's kind of finish from John Egan over the top of the crossbar. And it stays at 0-0. Here come those Millwall alterations. Doughty is a good, talented player. So the spell at Charlton. As the ball trickles into the penalty area and is scooped up by Anthony Patterson in the Millwall goal away to our left. He bowls it out short to Derek Mazusaka. He's going to go long down the left-hand side. It's one in the air by Sturge. Now it's brought forward by Negley. Just checks back, does Negley, to Derek Mazusaka. And Denora. Denora again, taking it back off of Jake Cooper. 62 on the clock. Still nothing in this game, 0-0. Tussle at the edge of the penalty area. First to fall was Charlie Hughes, and he wins a free kick. The foul by Josh Coburn. Harry Bannon and Alfie Doughty now coming on for Millwall. Well, first off is Zach Sturge. He's done his job at left back. Just wonder if that's a move to add ambition. Alfie Doughty coming on. And Denora is indeed the player to come off for Barry Bannon. Quickly hands instructions to his midfield colleague Mazusaka. Does Barry Bannon. Millwall 0, Hull City 0. Free kick to Hull City. It's going to be taken by their goalkeeper Ivor Pandor. Long kick forward towards McBurney. Easily beaten in the airlow from Tristan Crammer, but that's a good ball out wide to Balumi inside the penalty area. Balumi goes for the curler. Oh, what a good finish! Oh, what a good finish, and Hull City are ahead, and it's a fine finish from Mohamed Balumi, and Hull take the lead. 2.5 hours of football in this tie, and it's Hull that strike first almost immediately after Bannon and Doughty come on as substitutes. Balumi collects the ball on the right-hand edge of the penalty area, cuts inside, he's given room, he's given space, and he curls the ball, does Balumi, into the far corner. Well, he's only scored 2 goals in the Championship this season, the Algerian international. Well, he's just gone and fired Hull City a step closer to Wembley. Teased past Doughty and curled it in off the far post. Very, very good finish from Balumi. That's an excellent finish, and Hull City leading by 1-0. That's just what Millwall didn't need after making those changes there. Now having to chase this game. And a clean sheet, and they're at Wembley, Hull City. Millwall 0, Hull City 1. Not many people would have backed Hull tonight, and the after the 0-0 in the first leg. But here's Liam Miller. It's stunned the Den. It's stunned the Millwall players. Aziz asks Liam Miller, perhaps not particularly politely, to get up. It's Spurs 1, Leeds 0 in the Premier League, I can tell you. And that is not good news for Millwall's near rivals West Ham. And on the face of it, Matthias Tell scoring the goal, by the way, on the face of it, Millwall West Ham is fast becoming a realistic prospect next season in the Championship. So Bellumi with the goal, and Alex Neil. I've just seen a picture in the screen in the corner of my eye here, and his face was not a picture. On Alfie Doughty on Barry Bannon on Mihilo Ivanovic is on, but it's the substitution that was forced for Hull City that has stunned the damage. Mohamed Bellumi. Doughty to take this throw in for Millwall. It's going to be a long throw. No, it's not. It's going to go inside to fellow substitute Barry Bannon. He turns back inside. It's Leonard that gets the long ball forward. It's stooping header in towards Kramer. Kramer helps it forward, but it's going to be cleared away with ease by Ryan Giles and then cut out by Mazusaku. Well, Alex Neil's got to have a think here. He's made those 3 changes, and they are positive changes. Can they get themselves back into this game is the big question. Corbin trying to wrestle it. Now a ball over the top. It's in behind for Negley. Negley, does he keep it in play? The referee's blown his whistle and he's given a goal kick. He didn't keep it in play. Defeats after scoring first this season. Sheffield United lead the way. 7 defeats after scoring first. Derby have got 6. Hull and Blackburn 5. So they have been known to lose games from winning positions. Hull 5 times in 46 Championship games this season. So it's not a gimme by any stretch of the imagination, but it's the travelling Hull fans that are making the noise at the moment in the upper tier of the stand away to our left, which is where they scored the goal. We're just past the midway point in the second half. Hull City are less than a quarter of this match away from winning and going through to Wembley. They only just made the playoffs on the final day. Wrexham at one point were in the box seat. Derby at one point were in the box seat. But it's who's in the box seat at the very end of 46 matches that counts, and that was Hull squeezing through. And it looks like they could squeeze past Millwall here against the odds. There's still a long, long way to go. Bellumi goes racing down the right-hand side. He won't keep that in, but it won't stop him from kicking the ball a little further down the track. He's going to get a yellow card for it, in fact. Here's Bellumi. Mazusaku brings the ball out from the back for Millwall. Confirmation of the yellow card for Mohamed Bellumi. Doughty. It's inside to Bannon. He's got plenty of time and space to probe. This former club, Sheffield Wednesday, relegated. But here come Millwall into the penalty area. That's poor, really, from Kamal Negley. Tried to prise things open, but went through everyone. Straight out for a goal kick. Disappointing for Alex Neil. Just try and get something out of this Millwall side with just over 20 minutes remaining. Millwall 0, Hull City 1. Bellumi with the goal. Even to get the ball away. Goes down, does Hughes. It's not a foul, it's a throw into Millwall. Throw in to be taken by, I was going to say Aziz, but he's left it to Ryan Leonard. It's midway inside the Hull City half. Clock is slowly ticking down on Millwall. It's a log throw into the box. It bounced over everyone there. And then eventually it was cleared away by Sami Ajay. Hull clearing their lines. That back three will pretty much steer into a back five, I would imagine, as the next 20 minutes float by. And they'll float by very, very slowly if you're of a Hull City persuasion. Here's Barry Bannon. He comes deep. Always giving the ball away there is Barry Bannon. That's a big mistake. And it could be two here for Hull City. It's deflected and wide. And it was a big chance for Regan Slater. All off of a Barry Bannon error. He tried to play the ball out from the back. And he played it straight to Balumi, who come inside. Slater's shot. Well, it hit Tristan Kramer and flew over the crossbar and out for a corner. Whose lucky man there was Barry Bannon. He was brought on to do a different job to the one he's done so far. He came on, they scored almost immediately, Hull. And he nearly gave them a second there. And that could have been a big disaster for Millwall. Long ball into the box. McBurney will chase after it, prevents it from going out for a goal kick. Holds on to it. In comes the cross from Louis Coyle. It's cleared away. Coyle again with a header up in the air. Cleared this time by Aziz. Picked up by Doughty. And then Bannon. That's better from Bannon. Gets it wide to Negley. Negley has a look up. Switches it from the extreme left to pretty much extreme right. It's Tristan Kramer joining in on this attack. So too is Mazusaka. Leaves it to Barry Bannon. Just gets there in the nick of time. Lifts it into the box. Cleared away on the volley by Charlie Hughes. Second ball won by Mohamed Balumi. Free kick has been given for the foul on Louis Coyle. Just sense a little bit of frustration creeping in on the Millwall players at the moment. They trail here by a goal to nil. Millwall 0, Hull City 1. So free kick then to Hull. Millwall on the attack inside their own half, but trying to set off on an attack. But it's a poor ball forward again by Kramer. They're trying to force it at the moment. Millwall just needs a bit of experience and control to try and get some momentum in their play. But Hull on the attack. The header away was from Jake Cooper. Comes out to the far side, and Louis Coyle. Balumi showing his tricks again. They're not going to give him too much space though. He's already scored one from over there. He's hit the net again there, but this time it's side netting and a goal kick. So Millwall with a goal kick, and the clock ticking slowly away. 16 minutes to go. Long ball forward. It's up in the air. Ivanovic trying to win it, and then Doughty, fellow substitute, trying to win it. It's a missed kick from Mazusaka, and volleyed away by Charlie Hughes. Returned by Doughty. They need something to go their way here, Millwall. They're not able to keep hold of it at the moment. When they do get it, they're not using it wisely enough. The ball retention has got to be a whole lot better. They win it back with Tristan Kramer. Down the line it goes. Aziz, they need him to start sparkling. He's been pretty quiet tonight. Last 10 minutes. There's only been one shot, and that's come from Hull City. And that was the shot after the Barry Bannon mistake, and it could have been two. Here's Barry Bannon again. Played out wide by Kramer. This is Leonard back again to Barry Bannon on the halfway line for Millwall. Right hand side, it's Leonard. Turns away, comes inside and hits the feet of Negley. Negley plays it neatly It's a ball into the box from Mazusaka, but again, it's Mazusaka's ball is just too predictable. And Millwall have got to try and compose themselves here. That's good play by Negley. Brings in Cooper. Cross comes in from Doughty. That's a bit better. Got to start asking questions of this Hull City defence. Here's Barry Bannon. Carefully plays it out wide. Quick ball into the box. It's scooped away by Hull City, but they're keeping it alive, Millwall, and suddenly they've got a little bit of drive about them. Played out wide. This is Kramer. Kramer again. Plays it into the back post, and it's headed behind. It's a corner, and now Millwall are on the ascendancy. Headed behind by Louis Coyle, the captain. Good ball in this from Kramer. Over the head of the goalkeeper. Wasn't sure what was behind him, Louis Coyle, so he had to put it behind. Barry Bannon with the corner. Cooper is in there. Cooper and Kramer, between them 7 goals in the Championship this season, and they certainly offer height. They could do with one right now. It's cleared away. Pluck out wide from Negley. This is Bannon again. Whips it in. It's a header towards goal, and it's Ivanovic that puts it over. Flick at the near post, and he couldn't keep it down. Driving the ball in, Barry Bannon. Ivanovic got clear of his marker, Louis Coyle. He's got to keep the header down, though. We needed to be behind it. He was a little bit underneath it, to be honest. And a change for Hull as Liam Miller makes way for Joe Gerhardt. Joe Gerhardt, 24-year-old former England under-21 international, had his time at Leeds, spent some time at Wigan as well. He's got 14 goals in the Championship this season. Perhaps a surprise move that they're bringing our second striker on, given that they are leading by 1-0. He'll play just in behind, which is where Miller was playing. Millwall win a throw. Starting to find some momentum at long last, but they need to find it quickly. 12.5 minutes to rescue their season. At this moment in time, it's Hull that will go to Wembley. It's Millwall that will have to regroup and plan once again for another season in the Championship. Trying to change that, though, is Alfie Doughty. Back out wide to the left-hand side, and Ivanovic. He comes inside, Ivanovic. Touch wide by Barry Bannon. Now Doughty drives it in. Easily cleared away, though, by John Egan. Across goes Cooper. Cooper's beaten to it by Bellumi. He's done really well there, Bellumi. And he's gone again, Bellumi. He might have just been offside, but there was no flag initially. And Bellumi into the penalty area. Cuts it across to this near side. It's a chance for 2. It's slithered in. It's 2-0 to Hull City. It's a goal that could well put an end to Millwall's promotion hopes. And the goal is from Joe Gerhardt, who's just come onto the field 60 seconds ago. Well, that's a way to mark your introduction. Joe Gerhardt takes it to 15 for the season, and surely now Hull City are on their way to Wembley. It's 2-0, and Millwall have just not turned up tonight, I'm afraid. It's Millwall 0, Hull City 2. And Joe Gerhardt on the end of some terrific play from Mo Bellumi. It was a mistake initially by Cooper, who let Bellumi bully him off the ball, and he's twice the size of Bellumi. You really should be putting Bellumi and the ball and everything into the nearest row of the stand, but instead he doesn't. And Bellumi's made the run from his own half, so he can't be offside, and he's cut it across brilliantly with the outside of the right boot. And it's a touch from Gerhardt, gets a shot in. It comes off a defender, and because it comes off of Kramer, it changes direction slightly and squirms underneath Patterson. It's a really poor goal for Millwall to give away, and with 10 minutes to go, they've got every right to start thinking about plans for Wembley. Gerhardt's goal. Hull City in control. So Gerhardt, the scorer, to make it 2-0. Well, the 2 goals have come from their 2 substitutes. They say substitutions can often win a match like this. They certainly have tonight for Hull City. And for Millwall, dream of the Premier League, a league that's top-heavy with rich London talents. He wanted to mix it with the big boys, with the Arsenals, with the Chelseas. I was going to say the Tottenham, so they could still go down, although they are winning tonight. They've got to get a goal, and soon here, Millwall, if they are to stand any chance. Ivanovic back to Bannon. Bannon stopped by Ajay. And now the break is potentially on. I can tell you Leeds have equalised at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's 1-1 in that game. The Hull City fans are in terrific voice here. They are celebrating. So if Tottenham were to pick up a point tonight, just drawing up the league table now, they would be 2 points ahead of West Ham with 2 to play. West Ham go to Newcastle this weekend. Tottenham go to Chelsea. Wow, they're just massive games, aren't they? I think West Ham have got to go to Newcastle and go for it, haven't they? Well, the Hull City manager, Sergei Yakirovich, doesn't offer too many smiles. His face is full of concentration at the moment. He won't be smiling anytime soon. It's still 8 minutes plus injury time to go here, but this has been sluggish from Millwall from the off really today. They've had those little spells, but you look back and you think, where's that big chance? Where's that big chance? And they haven't had one. It's a tie that most people expected them to come through to win. They're going to have the heartache of not reaching Wembley this time around. Their first 4 playoff campaigns ended in semi-final heartache. Their last 4 campaigns in the playoffs have all ended up at Wembley. But this is back to the old habit of falling foul 1 hurdle short. And they've got a change to make here. And it looks like Macaulay Longstaff, a centre forward, is going to come on. Longstaff has got 4 championship goals this season. He's low down the pecking order. They're going to make a couple of changes here, Millwall. It's a last throw of the dice. They have got 7 minutes plus injury time, perhaps 10, 12 minutes in total. And Hull City are going to counter this double Millwall change with a double change of their own. The other player to come on, by the way, is Kundal. Luke Kundal, another former England under-21 international, former Wolves and Plymouth midfielder. Giles is hobbling and has gone off the left wing back. So double change Hull. Looks like McBurney is going to make way. And there'll probably be defensive changes these, I suspect. One of the players to come on is Paddy McNair, who is a central defender. The other is Slater, a central midfielder. They will try and batten down the hatches here, Hull. And you can't blame them. Lundstrom is also coming on, another defensive midfield player. And they've taken off Mazusaka. It's just not quite happened for him or for Millwall tonight. 6 minutes to go. It's taken a minute for all these substitutions to take place. So Paddy McNair is on. He'll go in at left back by the look of things. Longstaff is on. Condell is on for Millwall. Immediately Kundal has gone chasing after things out on the left-hand side, but it's dealt with well by Ajay. Ajay, the Nigerian international, over 35 caps for his country. Ball has in fact gone over on the far side. It's gone out of play, so it's chucked back over there and reverted back. Millwall on the attack. Doughty. It's given away by Barry Bannon again, who's not been blessed with his greatest game tonight. And here come Hull looking for another, and they could get another here. It's a strong run into the penalty area. It could be 3. He chips it straight into the arms of the goalkeeper and punches the ground. And every reason to punch the ground too there because Matt Crooks really should have made that 3-0. Well, when they went up Middlesbrough, he scored goals for fun in the Championship. He's more of a holding midfielder nowadays, but he still knows his way to goal. Goals have dried up a little bit for Matt Crooks, just a 4 this season. That should have been 5. Here come Millwall. Aziz gets it into the far post. It's pulled back by Doherty. Can't get anything on it really though. Here's Barry Bannon, goes out of the challenge, and Balumi gets it away, and they look so dangerous on the counter-attack to Hull City. And here they come. Looking to hold things up. It's Kumas going on the outside. Lewis Kumas, he's come on to lead the line, but he's gone backwards rather than forwards. The third goal is not necessary at the moment in time. Hull City leading here by 2-0, and Millwall on the verge of their season finishing in heartache. And once again they've fallen foul to their home record against top 7 sides. 1-1, drawn 1, lost 4 in the league itself this season against top 7 finishers. Well, it was played by Aziz to the back post, and Doughty went to pull it back and he scuffed it, and there was no one on the end of it, and it almost immediately broke away down the other end. Well, they've used their 5 substitutions. They have the home side. Kumas, Gelhardt, Balumi, McNair and Lundstrom all on. Doughty, Kundal, Ivanovic, Bannon and Langstaff on for Millwall. The substitutions are done and dusted. 3 minutes to go. There's a yellow card out here. And it was one born out of frustration by Aziz. So Femi Aziz is cautioned, shakes his head, picks up a yellow card. 2.5 minutes to go. Millwall trailing 2-0. It's going to take an almighty effort for them to get this tie back on track. McNair will take this free kick. Paddy McNair, 31-year-old Northern Ireland international. He's got all the experience to help get this over the line for Hull City. As Millwall look to propel forward. Well, Aziz picking up a yellow card there. He was actually sent off in December in a 3-1 home loss here against Hull. Here is Aziz with a header towards goal. It was right on the 18-yard line, and I know he got a run at it. Didn't really get that much power. It was a pretty comfortable save from Ivo Pandor, even though it was onside. 1.5 minutes to go. Don't think there's going to be an almighty amount of time added on. It's mainly the substitutions. We haven't had too many stoppages. Apart from that injury just before half-time to Carl Joseph, there's not been much in it in terms of delays. And we do wish the injured Carl Joseph all the very best. We suspect it might well be a broken leg. And well, at the moment, Christian Kramer is down. And he was caught a little late there by Joe Gerhardt. Gerhardt tread on his toes. He's in a lot of pain. He's been told to stay on the ground by the 2 medics, but he just wants to get up and get hold of Gerhardt and get on with the game. It's a bit naughty from Gerhardt. Tell you what, VAR in existence, that might have been a bit of trouble there for Gerhardt, the goal scorer of the second goal. Left his calling card. Little wonder that Tristan Kramer wanted to get up, the French defender, and have a say. But well, we're looking at the second goal here. Cooper got caught by Balumi. He was brilliant for the first goal. He took it so well, but the pass that he made was excellent. It squirmed under the goalkeeper, and Gerhardt made it 2-0. And it's just a frustrating evening all around for Millwall. It's an experience they need to learn from. There will be 7 minutes of added time. Millwall look resigned, dejected. The Hull City owner up in the crowd. Not everyone's cup of tea. Well, an injury that ends the game for Tristan Kramer, and they're going down to 10 men now on Millwall as a result of that challenge by Gerhardt. Kramer is not a happy man from the challenge of Gerhardt. And here comes Gerhardt now to try and rub some salt into the wounds. They are on the counter-attack. Plays it out wide to Kumas. Good defending by Gabriel Negli. He's probably been the best player on the park tonight. Confirmation of the attendance today. 17,768. Not quite a full house, but 2,500 shy of that. Well, Hull City have got a 100% record in the Championship playoff final. 2016 they beat Sheffield Wednesday 1-0. 2008 they beat Bristol City 1-0. They will be facing one of Southampton and Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough would be something of a local derby, wouldn't it? Well, it's going to be a happy trip back up north for the Hull City fans, unless Millwall from somewhere can find 2 goals in the remaining minutes of this game. They've had the wind taken out of their sails by those 2 goals in the second half. We've said all along it could go either way, but whoever scores the first goal is going to take control of this tie. And Hull City have been very professional tonight. They've come here, they've changed their shape, and it's worked to great effect. They've already won here in the league by 2 clear goals. So it looks like they're going to win here in the playoff by 2 clear goals as well. Here's Barry Bannon back inside again to Cameron Negli, but he can't carry it far enough forward without being tackled. Long ball outside towards Balumi on the right, and he looks a danger every time they aim for him. Here's Barry Bannon on the halfway line for Millwall. Nearly 3 minutes of the 7 minutes of added time played. Millwall have to score now, really, if they are to give themselves a fighting chance. Cutting inside is Paddy McNair. Great experience from him to chip the ball out to an equally experienced Louis Coyle on the right-hand side. One fullback to the other. It's game management now. Balumi could have taken on the fullback, and instead it's about keeping the ball. Ajay, he's gone bursting forward, Ajay. I think 1 or 2 of the Hull City staff on this near side was screaming across to him to get back again. Get back in position. Hold your line. Hold your position. Let's get this one over the line. We are halfway through 7 minutes of added time. No sign of Millwall creating a big chance in this game at all. Well, they had the biggest chances in the first leg, did Hull. Millwall must have thought they'd done the hard work getting to 0-0. Here comes the cross from Doughty, and eventually it's claimed by Ivo Pandor. Pandor, the 26-year-old Croatian, former Verona and Fortuna Sittard goalkeeper. Player of the Match award has been awarded to Mo Balumi. 1 assist and 1 goal. On possession 5 times, 5 touches in the opposition box. He's caused untold problems in this second half. Cast your mind back to that challenge by Tiano Barlow, which ended the season for Carl Joseph, but it was a game-changing moment, really, as the ball is whipped in by Aziz. It was more of a shot than a cross, and it's ended up going just beyond the back post and out for a goal kick. Well, they'll be very happy, Hull City, if they can just see this one over the line, and it's edging ever closer. The Millwall chairman, James Bellerson, is here today. He's actually sitting in the stand with a big smile on his face. There's no big smile on the face of his coach, Alex Neil. All that hard graft to get into the playoffs, and pressure is on to produce 190 minutes performance tonight and take them through to Wembley, and a one-off showdown for a place in the Premier League, and they've just not turned up, Millwall. and Alex Neil will be bitterly disappointed. But they've come and done a job of Hull. Tactically, they've got it absolutely right. They've been the better side. They've created the better chances. Even at 0-0, McBurney's 2 chances either side of half-time, the best chances in the game. Down goes Kumas, no free kick given. Millwall can come forward, but they've got 90 seconds to score 2 goals. And as every second passes by, the improbability of that happening just continues to double increase. I think now, with the blue seats beginning to appear around the stadium, the outcome is clear for all to see. Hull are off to Wembley. Millwall are off on their holidays. Cut out well. He's had a good game in the back, Charlie Hughes, alongside John Egan. Nothing spectacular, but they've got the breakaway now, and it's down this near side that they can attack with Balumi. Back out, a shot coming in. It's on target from a long way out from Lewis Kumas. Didn't get much power into it from, what, 25, 30 yards? Doughty goes long, straight over the top. It's a nice touch from Ivanovic, but touch back to the goalkeeper by John Egan. Nice and calm, cleared away by Pandor. And we've got about 15 seconds of stoppage time. Millwall have the ball with Aziz. Aziz will whip it in. It's a good ball, and it's claimed at the second time of asking by Ivor Pandor. And he drops on the ball, and then we tick over, and the 7 minutes are done. And Hull City are just about to start their celebrations. They're off to Wembley. They are one step from a 3rd spell in the Premier League. Millwall come forward, but this would be surely their last attack, their last assault. Bannon to Doughty, the cross comes in, it's cleared away by Lundstrom. Referee about to blow that final whistle. That's what's being questioned at the moment by Sergei Lakirovic down on the touchline. But there goes the final whistle. Still no smile from the big man, but he'll be happy inside. Balumi, the hero, a goal and then an assist to carve open Millwall when it mattered most. It's Hull City that go to Wembley to face one of Southampton or Middlesbrough for a place in next season's Premier League. Hull City come good against all odds. Millwall's season is over. Millwall 0, Hull City 2 here tonight. Thank you for your company this evening. Have a good night.